What's up, you ugly mugs? I got one for you today. I'm gonna do another MGK one. It's don't let me go. Um, I fuck with this one. This one's a good song. I do like MGK's vibes. He's definitely been through some pain and some stuff. But I like this one. My sister really likes this song, so I figured I would do it for her. Let's go.
Lately, my thoughts eating me alive. Laid in the bed, thinking maybe that hate will finally go away if I'm not alive. Wish I didn't listen, just like I wish they would understand me one time.
Uh, I like that. Lately, my thoughts been eating me alive. I mean, a lot of people get stuck in their head. A lot of people get stuck in like negative thoughts and they don't really know how to process them. A lot of people go through like depression, anxiety, um, and they rely on a pill to try and fix that. And in reality, that I get there's like medical professionals that tell you gotta take them, but sometimes them pills just make everything worse, man. Um, I've never been on them personally, but I've seen it firsthand. I just feel like I've seen some people that were on like depression medicine and the anxiety medicine, and it kind of made them worse than helping them. Um, and sometimes when they're off of it, they would take like 10 steps forward and then they'd be back on it and they take, 5 steps back. Kind of sucks. And like a lot of times, if you have a lot of stuff going through your head, I ride a motorcycle to kind of clear my head and kind of get my thoughts into like reality or straighten my thoughts. That's just a way I can kind of cope with things that's going on in my life. That's the easiest way. I'm not a big talker about things. But yeah, like riding a motorcycle is what makes me happy or what gets me to my happy place, and everybody's got to kind of find their happy place to where they can kind of get out of the depression. Mine used to be working on cars. Like I used to love working on cars. But unfortunately, body just I can't work on cars anymore. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. But I like riding my motorcycle, and it kind of um gets my head straight and kind of on the narrow path. Um, and like the place that really eats you is when you're laying in bed. And a lot of people get to the point where they think that everything will go away if they're not alive, and that's not the way to think. I don't want to say like suicide is a coward's way out, but like you kind of got to fight them demons and succeed just for yourself, not for anybody else, but you got to kind of succeed and get it out of that rough patch for yourself.
I had a breakdown and tatted my entire body except one line. Everything's just fine. Slipping again, there I go slipping again. I'm acting different again. I see my family's reflection.
Damn, that's like an old high school beat. Taking two pencils and tapping, dude. I mean, a lot of kids don't understand what the pencil tap is or pen. You got the mechanical pencils now. Don't make the same sound. Definitely doesn't.
Every time I look in the cup and I sip it again. After the sins, tell me after all the sins, will I be mentioned again? Why do I care? If in the end it's just me and God, like I'm Christian again. Yeah, Slim, bring the beat in. Before my dad left this earth, he made sure I took on every quality I didn't want. I was supposed to die at birth, gave me a chance.
That's heartfelt. His dad gave him all the qualities that he didn't want. I mean, I got some qualities from my dad that I didn't want, especially when I was a kid. But at the end of the day, he is my dad, and I wouldn't be here without him. Um, you know, you may resent a parent for giving you certain qualities or, allowing you to see things as a kid, and you kind of took that path and you realized, at an older age that that's wrong. Um, and that's just how it is. But I mean, um, there's some qualities that you get from your parents that maybe you didn't like, but there's qualities that are good too. You kind of gotta look at it in both perspectives. Like I may have gotten this terrible quality of whatever it is, but I also got this good quality. I also got the quality of life from them. You kind of gotta kind of balance it. Can't just think negative like that.
And I fucked it up, give me another one. I've been running from secrets I hid as a kid and I never confronted them. I just called mom, said I forgive her for not being there when I needed one.
Man, I couldn't imagine having a kid and them calling me and saying, "I forgive you for not being there when I needed you." Like, I don't know, man. Kids change your life. I mean, I would do anything for my kids without a doubt. Like, I'll take a bullet for my kids. So I don't really. It's hard for me to look at that perspective because I don't see it. I would never abandon my child or um not help my child. It's just I'm just not built that way. My parents always helped me. I mean, at an early age, I kind of had to learn the ropes and learn to grow up quick. But at the same time, they were definitely always there for me. Um, but man, that's heartfelt right there.
I'm coming back, just let me go. I'm coming back, just let me go, yeah. I'm coming back, just let me go. I'm coming back, don't let me go. Who am I when the music stops? And the character that I've been playing is really just broken and fucking lost. I swear I've been telling you over and over again in all of these songs.
I mean, he does. He tells us a lot in his music. I'm gonna get that out of the way. If you actually pay attention to lyrics and the things that he says, he tells you his life story in his music. He tells you what he's going through at that time, in his music. He tells the story on what's going on in his life at that time. Um, but like I like that. Who am I when the music stops? For him, he's MGK right now. He's Machine Gun Kelly. What happens when he stops making music? Is he going to be anybody? He's always going to be a legend in my eyes. I know that people don't like him because he went after Eminem, but like lyrically, he's good. He tells everybody about the stories that's going on in his life and what's happening in his life, and he puts it into a song. That's just the way he can do it. And I like the fact that he said, um, and the character that I've been playing is really just broken and lost. You know, you can only play a character for so long until that character takes over who you actually are. You always got to be yourself. I mean, I don't feel like he's playing a character. I feel like when he first started music and stuff, he may have been playing a character, but I feel like he's getting more and more into being himself and singing about what he wants to sing about. Like just his songs are more heartfelt and more people are gonna say that he sold out and he's making crappy music and this and that, but in reality, it's just the music that he wants to make. He's doing his own thing now. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to worry about what other people want him to do or what people think he should be singing about. He's just doing whatever he wants. He's singing about whatever comes to his mind, whatever he writes down on that paper. He's gonna sing about. So he doesn't care about what anybody else is saying or doing or anything like that.
But they don't hear nothing I'm writing cause they're too busy trying to write me off. And they go on and on and on. It's funny cause if we just sat and talked, you'd see that it's just hard for me to be vulnerable cause I blocked it off.
I mean, that's genuine. Just sitting down and talking to somebody, like, you don't really know a person until you actually sit down and talk to them. Like, a lot of these people judge MGK for the things that he does and the things that he do. Same thing with like Justin Bieber. A lot of people criticized him for the things that he did as a kid and all that stuff. And a lot of pop stars or anything, they get judged at an early age, but like nobody actually sat down and talked to him and actually understood where they were coming from or what happened. And like a lot of artists or famous people, they're not vulnerable because they can't be. They can't be vulnerable to the news stations. They can't be vulnerable to the podcast. Like they got to be who they are. They got to be what their character is because God forbid they do something wrong or they say the wrong thing, then they're being attacked or they're being canceled. So they got to be this image that a record label made them be. Sometimes it's hard to break out of that.
I got trust issues. Growing up, no one was there to hear what I thought. My heart was broken like my ribs as a kid. With me and my father fought. Yeah, I'm medicating with something that I cannot pronounce, but it's what the doctor gave me. Rehab patient with a pen and some paper, the psychiatrist keeps evaluating. How can I live with the fact that my hand wasn't on her stomach when we lost the baby? I don't.
Oh man, how can I live with the fact that my hand wasn't on the stomach when we lost the baby? That's heartfelt. I think I said in Twin Flame, um, when he got to the part where he was singing about an unborn child, I said that I think him and Megan Fox had a miscarriage, but I definitely think that that just solidified it. But I mean that's just my opinion. Honestly, I don't know if that's truth, if like they had a miscarriage or it was something in an early age, or not in an early age, but in an early time period. But like I like how he said, I'm medicated with something that I cannot pronounce, but it's what the doctor gave me. I mean, a lot of people go off of just medications and keep popping pills to try and get rid of depression, anxiety, pain, whatever it is, and it's just that's not the way of life, man. You can't go off of just pills every day. It doesn't work. I don't even like I don't even want to take pain meds like Advil, Tylenol. Like I don't want any of that. It shuts down your body. Like I don't even want to take any of that stuff. I know Tylenol's for like headaches and stuff, but I don't even like taking that. Like I'd rather do like natural things, stretches. Like if I have pain or something, I'd rather do stretches, ice, heat, whatever, anything but, you know, taking pills. Um but back to the whole my hand wasn't on the stomach when when we lost a baby. Miscarriages are a terrible thing in life, and I know two people that were pregnant at the same time, and they literally had a miscarriage at the same time, and it takes a toll. I was young when it happened, but like I could feel the feelings, and I could feel the heartbreak of it. I mean, I didn't really understand it at the time, but like now I do, and I there were strong women that went through that without a doubt, because I mean that's hard. You know, you carry a child for I don't know what the time frame was, but I want to say maybe like 2 months, 3 months, and you have a miscarriage. I mean, I would say after a month of and you have a baby in your belly, like I feel like females start getting attached and start getting excited about it, and they get the hormones of being a mom and stuff like that. And when it gets taken away, it's terrible. And it definitely takes a toll on people's relationships and marriages and just family members. Like it happens. Um, Unfortunately, it's a natural thing of life, or it sometimes it's not even natural. It's just something that happened, a car accident. You know, you fall down the stairs, or like it could be anything. Um, but life is precious. Life is definitely precious. You gotta pay attention to what you're doing and how you're doing it.
Don't got no one to turn to, cause everyone's dead in my life that was trying to raise me. Searching for someone to tell me who I really am. I don't know when I look in the mirror. Constantly dreading the day that the audience might not be screaming for me anymore. The feeling of dying alone and not leaving anything behind is my biggest fear. Kiss the person that I love as if I'm never coming back after I leave out the door.
That whole thing right there. I might actually rewind. I don't really normally rewind, but um he said searching for someone, tell me who I am. You can never rely on somebody else to tell you who you are. You have to figure out who you are, because some people will tell you who you are and make it to the point where, like, if you're in a place that you really don't know who you are, and you're listening to other people on who you should be or who you are, sometimes they get into your head, and they kind of twist who you are so that it benefits them. Um and I mean, if you're looking in the mirror, you don't know who you are. It's You gotta do some serious self-reflecting, man. And I've never been in that boat, because I've always knew who I am and what I want to do. So I can't really comment on that. But that's hard. That would be a hard one. If I looked in the mirror and I didn't know who I was, I'd kind of, man, I don't know. I'd have to do a lot to try and fix it or figure it out. I don't like to. get help from anybody else. I'll do it on my own, and I'll create a path to where I can figure it out. And I like that he said, constantly dreading the day the fans don't scream my name anymore. I mean, you know, I'm not famous. I don't know how it feels being famous. I know a lot of famous people, like, they kind of get used to the fact that they have a lot of fans, and there's fans that support them and scream their name. At the same time, as when you're a good artist like MGK or anybody really, you're never gonna lose your fans. Like, no matter what you do, people are gonna go to their grave liking you. I mean, you can stop making music tomorrow, and it is what it is. They're still gonna listen. They're still gonna vibe to the old music. They're still gonna have memories on the old music, and they're still gonna they're not necessarily going to scream your name, only because you'll get to the point where you don't have a concert or anything like that, or you're not out and about as much. But there's still going to be supporters and fans that were your day ones that just won't ever go away, unless you get that old to where you're living past your fans. But probably got young people that are your fans.
I'm coming back, just let me go. I'm coming back, just let me go, yeah. I'm coming back, just let me go. I'm coming back, don't let me go. I'm coming back, just let me go. I'm coming back, just let.
Dude, that beat is awesome. The pencils is what got me, or the pens. Like, I used to do that shit in class all the time. Make little beats out of pencils and pens and your fist. Um, but I like that. He says, "I'm coming back, just let me go. I'm coming back, just let me go." He says it multiple times, and then he says, "Don't let me go." So it's kind of like, I want to tell you to let me go, but at the same time, I don't want you to let me go. So I may say one thing, but that's not actually truly how I feel. And that's just, I feel like that's 100% true in daily life anymore. A lot of people say things just to say it, but that's not how they truly feel. They kind of hide what they actually feel, and they just say something just to try and make either the situation better, or just try to end the situation or end the argument, or just walk away from something. Um, but you got to say what comes to heart. You got to actually do what is in your heart, because there's no way to live to just, say the opposite than what you're feeling. You gotta state your true feelings.
Let me go, yeah. I'm coming back, just let me go. I'm coming back, don't let me go.
That shit's fire. The fucking pen is fire. But yeah, that's a good one. I like it. I had a feeling that him and Megan Fox had a miscarriage or something was going on, because he was doing really good, and then all of a sudden he hit a 360. But I've seen him on a couple of podcasts, and a couple of, like, videos of him just talking, and he seems to be all right. Um, but like I said, miscarriage really can screw up a family, can screw up a marriage, can screw up a relationship. Like, miscarriages really hit people hard, and a lot of people don't know how to cope with it. Which, obviously, losing a kid, even if it's a kid that's not really even thought of or not developed yet, it still hits home. Like, it doesn't matter if you're the dad, the mom, the grandmom. It still hits home. It's just, it might hit harder for other people. Um, but yeah, that's my take. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, whatever you want to do. I don't care. Later.